Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to ITV News and to Friday night's calendar.
Hello, here are tonight's main stories.
The lasting legacy of Yorkshire footballer Jordan Sinnott and his mother's mission in the most tragic of circumstances.
Every day matters and every moment matters in life, and I'm just happy I'm still here to be able to jump out of a plane and make the most of my life. And Jordan's legacy is going to carry on.
School bus fares going up so much, some parents say their children won't be able to get to lessons.
We catch up with the Yorkshire Stars getting ready to take on the world at Soccer Aid, and
Stand by your beds, why a North Yorkshire tradition has gone global. Good evening, thanks for joining us. First tonight, the mother of a former Huddersfield Town footballer who was killed on a night out in Retford says she's planning to do her bit to ensure his legacy lives on after she was diagnosed with incurable cancer.
Jordan Sinnott was on loan at Matlock Town when he was attacked in 2020, and his death prompted an appeal for football shirts from clubs around the world that later became a charity in his name.
His mum Mel is its chair, and despite being told last year that she had just days to live, she's set to jump out of a plane this weekend to raise awareness of the Jordan Sinnott Foundation Trust. She's been speaking to Jonathan Brown.
I know it sounds really weird, but I could hear Jordan saying to me, "You need to go to the hospital, Mum."
It's been more than 3 years since Mel lost her son, a talented footballer with an infectious smile and caring nature, who she says is by her side now more than ever before. Last August, she was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, which doctors have since told her is incurable.
I'd got a 35 centimetre tumour in my tummy area. It got to the point when I knew I was dying. I hadn't eaten for about 5 days. I've not drank for about 4 days. I saw the oncologist and he said to me that you've got a few days to live.
But Mel defied expectations. Adversity for her and her family is nothing new. Her son Jordan had played for clubs including Chesterfield, Huddersfield and Halifax when he joined Matlock Town on loan from Alfreton in 2019. But in January 2020, he was attacked while on a night out with friends in Retford, suffering fatal head injuries. 2 men were later convicted of his manslaughter. His death sparked an outpouring of emotion from around the footballing world, with around 1,000 shirts bearing his name and age donated in his memory and later distributed to deprived children.
Thank you also for providing us this jersey.
From Sierra Leone to Zimbabwe, his name is now known. The Jordan Sinnott Foundation Trust also raising more than £100,000 and issuing more than 40 grants to grassroots sporting projects.
Jordan's memory is out there. Children are getting enriched in their lives through Jordan's charity, and honestly, it keeps me going.
What do you think Jordan would think of what you're doing?
It'd be just up there with a great big smile, thinking, do you know, that's my mum.
This weekend, Mel will take her commitment to raising awareness of the foundation to new heights. She's doing a charity skydive in Bridlington on Sunday, which will also benefit Macmillan Cancer Support.
You're by far the craziest but strongest woman I know.
Jordan's best friend, former Rotherham midfielder Matt Crooks, has been among those to offer words of encouragement as she tries to live life to the full.
Every day matters and every moment matters in life, but to me, knowing that everybody's fine when I go, that means so much to me. And I just think, you know, the charity is going to go from strength to strength, and Jordan's legacy is going to carry on.
Yes, that's Jordan's mum Mel talking to our reporter Jonathan Brown. Of course, we wish her all the very best of luck with her parachute jump. Now on to the rest of the day's news, and the Prime Minister has paid a surprise visit to Doncaster today to talk about his government's long-standing promise to level up the north. Rishi Sunak told a room full of MPs from our region that the north is crucial to the country. But with the recent closure of Doncaster Sheffield Airport and a number of failed bids to bring projects to the city, some there say far more needs to be done.
Now, I know the secure future that we want. It is one in which every part of the UK helps drive forward growth. One where people feel pride in their community and their country. One where opportunity is spread right across this great nation of ours. So let's come together. Let's create that better future, one in which the North achieves its full economic potential. Let's build that stronger Britain, and let's build that stronger North, and let's do it together.
Well, look, there are no shortage of great things happening in Doncaster and the whole of South Yorkshire, and I've heard the Tory MPs here in the North talking about the fact that there is no such thing as a great country without a great North. I couldn't agree more, but unfortunately we've got to see the government put their money where their mouth is on buses, on our hospital in Doncaster, and particularly on the airport. We've had no support whatsoever from this government. So if levelling up is going to mean anything, they've got to put their money where their mouth is.
We shall see, won't we? Well, parents in Brighouse are outraged after bus fees to transport their children to school increased by £30 a month per child.
The secondary school pupils use a dedicated bus service to take them to Rastrick High School in Brighouse, and there's no other direct public service bus. It brings the total cost for some to £90 per month, leaving many worried. Sarah Clark has more.
Sarah Pickering's son William travels 5 miles from Shelf in Halifax to Rastrick High School using their bespoke bus service. But next academic year, the annual cost for this transport is set to rise to a staggering £800.
It's a massive shock, really. Feel quite worried about it. They've put it up by 31% from this year, so it's going up to £89 per month, which we felt was quite a lot of money for him to go to school, but we don't have another option. I've chose that school for a reason, and I don't think I should be penalised with the bus, charges that he can't go to that school.
So I've got 2 daughters who currently use the bespoke bus service. To get them to school would cost me nearly £180 a month.
Parent Becky Skirrett from Lindley is now considering public transport, meaning their journeys will be 3 times as long and not direct.
My oldest daughter is going into an important year next year. She'll be doing her GCSEs, and there's quite a lot of intervention and things like that after school. My younger daughter would have to get the bus on her own, and hanging around in bus stations when it's dark at winter time. It's not an ideal situation at all.
Very difficult situations for the families and for the young people involved. But this whole situation has a knock-on effect on siblings as well as schools and the choice for schools. It also has a knock-on effect for the environment as well. If we're not being able to use the bus service, we have potentially up to 70 people using cars. Air quality, everything is a problem and issue. So it all has a knock-on effect on what happens locally.
2 of the bus companies involved have told us it's the school who sets the prices, not them. We've tried to contact the school but no reply. However, in a letter to parents they state they're committed to providing a reliable and affordable transport offer, and that they have heavily subsidised the service by over £200 per child per year. Both Sarah and Becky are still deciding on the best option for transport, but they don't have long. The deadline for seat allocation is Monday. Sarah Clark, ITV News, Rastrick.
You're watching Calendar, and still to come before the end of the programme. Wandering on together. Why over 100 Leeds United fans, including a Harry Potter star, are taking on a 92-mile challenge.
And we're with another team who'll be putting their foot on the gas ahead of the Knaresborough bed race this weekend. If you snooze, you lose.
Thank you, Matt. Look forward to that. But first, some more of the day's news. Ambulance workers in Yorkshire are set to go on strike again in an ongoing dispute over pay and working conditions. Unite members will take to the picket lines for 2 days of industrial action on Friday the 23rd and Monday the 26th of June. The union said that NHS staff will continue to strike until current staffing levels improve.
A blue plaque has been unveiled in memory of a woman who died after being exposed to asbestos in Leeds. Dozens of people who lived near to the J.W. Roberts asbestos factory in Armley were exposed to the dust and developed diseases as a result. The plaque on Salisbury View commemorates June Hancock, who was the first person to successfully sue the owners of the factory, paving the way for others to get justice.
Now then, did you start your day with a cup of coffee? Well, many of us will have begun with a cup of caffeine, and research shows that around 1 in 3 will have been made using a coffee pod.
But environmentalists are increasingly worried about their impact on the planet. If plastic pods aren't recycled, the capsule can take hundreds of years to decompose.
With Britain's coffee addiction only getting stronger, we're being urged to take action. Amrit Birdie reports.
Coffee. It's tied with tea as the UK's hot drink of choice. But for these caffeine lovers in Sheffield, the environmental impact of their coffee intake is providing food for thought.
I have 3 a day. I try to think of the environmental impact of everything, and I'm not sure if I know the environmental impact of coffee.
I think I know that the pods are bad for the environment, as are the plastic cups that you get, you know, even the cardboard ones with the plastic coating.
I drink like maybe 1 to 3 cups of coffee a day, and like I don't really think about the environmental impact.
So I do think about it a lot, but not whilst I'm consuming the coffee as such.
In the last few years, coffee pods have become increasingly popular, with many people choosing pods over filter or instant coffee. In fact, 1 in 3 of us now own a coffee pod machine at home. But recent data shows that globally, 29,000 coffee pods end up in landfill every minute. Meanwhile, the average plastic coffee pod takes approximately 500 years to decompose. It's a cause for concern for environmental charities who say we should take more responsibility for our hot drink habits.
With everybody really enjoying their coffee and enjoying the convenience of coffee pods, and with more and more people, millions of people using the product, recycling properly and reducing waste has to be something that's thought of at the beginning of production, not as an afterthought.
But it's not all bad news. As well as emerging biodegradable pod brands on the market, coffee pod recycling schemes are also going from strength to strength.
Globally, coffee pods generate around 576,000 metric tonnes of waste. But now there are dedicated aluminium pod recycling plants like this one, which is one of the largest in Europe. And it's here that the coffee pod you put into your machine in the morning is transformed, recycled for reuse.
We first of all shred the pods, and then we recover the coffee, and the coffee goes to anaerobic digestion, and it creates energy and is used as a soil improver. And the aluminium, which ends up in the pile that you see behind me, and is melted here on site. Our members have put a significant investment into it to make the recycling of these pods as easy as possible, and to ensure that they have this circular life and can go back into drinks cans or whether they be supermarket trays.
Some of the world's biggest coffee pod producers are signed up to the recycling scheme, but the biggest impacts will be felt when all pods are recycled rather than left to pile up. Amrit Birdie, ITV News.
Interesting stuff. Now then, after calendar, it's the ITV Evening News. So here's a look at what's happening with Geraint Vincent.
Coming up, Donald Trump is facing criminal charges over top-secret documents in another first for a former US president. He says he's been ordered to appear at a federal court next week. We'll ask what it could mean for his future electoral chances. Also ahead, new heat health alerts in force for many parts of the country. The warnings in place as temperatures soar. Plus, all the build-up ahead of the Champions League final. Can City complete the treble? Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Geraint, thank you. And as you just heard, the heat health alert is around. Let's get a little bit more about how the warmer weather is going to affect our part of the world, shall we? Joe Blythe has been looking at why the mercury is set to rise here over the coming days.
There's a real change in our weather as we head into this weekend and beyond. Cloud has been hogging our coastline. Nights have been cool for sleeping, but that cloud burning off now. A change in wind direction, introducing warmer air from the south, and a real lift in temperatures across the whole of the country through this weekend. It does mean rather hot conditions, and for southern parts of our region, South Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, just grazing the government's amber zone for the heat alert. This means you'll have to take special care, keep hydrated, of course keep an eye on elderly friends, neighbours and our pets, with the hot weather making things quite uncomfortable both by day and night. Nights so far have been very cool, particularly rurally, but we will see a change in conditions from this weekend. Even rural areas will stay in double figures by night, which makes it quite tricky for sleeping. Heatwave territory, a real serious condition next week. Temperatures widely above 25 Celsius for 3 days or more will put our region into heatwave. We're keeping an eye on that and we'll keep you posted, but with that warm air continuing to feed up from the south, it does mean very hot conditions.
Thanks very much, Joe, of course, and you'll be back with the full forecast at the end of the programme. Thanks very much. Now, to one group of football fans who would welcome some cooler conditions, because over 100 Leeds United supporters are over 2/3 of the way through a 92-mile walk, get it right, 92 miles, in memory of former player Gary Speed, who took his own life 12 years ago, all to raise money for mental health charity Andy's Man Club.
They left Speed's boyhood club Everton on Wednesday and will arrive at Leeds' Elland Road Stadium tomorrow afternoon. Chris Dorks caught up with them earlier on in Hebden Bridge.
Yeah, we've got some tired limbs, some sore feet here, but that's understandable, isn't it, when you've walked over 60 miles. I'm joined by someone who you probably will recognise, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. It's Neville Longbottom himself, Matthew Lewis. Matthew, how are the feet?
Do you know, if you'd asked me yesterday, I was in a bad way. They're not too bad today. I don't know what it is. I think it's because we're back in Yorkshire, so I've got a little burst of energy, so we're doing okay.
That must be it. That must be it. Why have you decided to do this walk?
Yeah, good question. No. I mean, I obviously listened to the Square Ball on a religious basis, and so hearing them all do it last year, and what a fantastic cause it was, obviously for Gary Speed and for Andy's Man Club. It just felt like a thing that I really wanted to be a part of, and Michael very kindly afforded me the opportunity, so here I am doing it, and I think it's brilliant, and we're already raising plenty of money, and it's hopefully we can raise some more.
Yeah, you mentioned Michael, you mentioned the Square Ball as well, seamlessly into Michael Normanton, one of the hosts of the Square Ball podcast. Michael, 40 grand raised already, over 40 grand.
Yeah, not bad.
It's quite a sum, that, isn't it?
It's good, yeah. We did this last year, and I think by then we got to about 80. So hopefully we can kind of get there again. It ticks over as all the donations kind of start coming in. But no, it's going well this year. I have to say, I think generally people are in better nick than at this point last year, which isn't saying much, admittedly.
You did this last year. Are you mad to do it again?
Yeah, I did say I wouldn't do it again, and then within about a week I started planning it again. I was looking at routes, and I spent ages on Google Maps and stuff. So no, it's great. I mean, most of the people here did it last year as well, which I think kind of shows that it was something that everyone actually, when they thought about it, they enjoyed it. I think at the time everyone was falling apart, but no, it's been good.
Some would say you Leeds fans have suffered enough over the past month in terms of pain. It's been quite a tricky few weeks, isn't it, with relegation, but you know, do you see any light at the end of the tunnel for Leeds?
Potentially. I mean, obviously we've got a long 46-game season now, but yeah, I mean, obviously there's talks of this takeover seems to be in its final stages, and the sooner the better, so that we can start looking at new managers and seeing what kind of state the playing personnel is going to be in next year. But yeah, I don't know if I can quite say light at the end of the tunnel yet, but certainly something to at least cheer about, which we've not had much of.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Good luck with the rest of the walk. We'll see you in Leeds tomorrow. That's it. Well, these guys, they're sore, they're in pain, but you know what? They're marching on together all the way to Elland Road.
And they're still smiling. Now, while those football fans have been walking west to east, a host of Yorkshire stars have been preparing to head the other way and team up with some of the biggest names in the game for a very special match.
Yes, Soccer Aid is taking place on Sunday. It's the world's biggest charity football match and is raising money for UNICEF.
And among those taking part, some well-known faces from here in our region. James Webster's been to see how training is going on.
Warming up for the big match. In just 2 days, this group of almost 50 footballers and other celebrities will be heading out onto the pitch at Old Trafford for Soccer Aid. Among those coaching them, former England keeper and Rotherham's finest, David Seaman.
I've played quite a few of these games, and I know what it's all about. Now I'm coaching, which is a much more relaxed role. Goalkeeping coaching as well. So, but the games are incredible. It's weird because you can tell it's a younger crowd as well, because there's more screams than what there normally is on a match day.
For those taking part, like Yorkshire comedian Maisie Adam, it's a big moment seeing who they're sharing a pitch with.
There's a lot of celebs who are very good. Like, we were just chatting with Tom Grennan, and he's there doing them round the world things whilst chatting to us casually about boots, and you're thinking, this is a mind game, innit? This is a mind game.
I'm looking all over the place. You've got David Seaman over there, you've got all sorts of people. Like David Seaman for me is the biggest celeb of everybody here, by the way. You've got ex-pros, like I say, you've got movie stars, Tom Hiddleston's here, you've got, there's all sorts here. It's brilliant.
UNICEF will use the money raised to support malnourished children, as well as helping with education and providing vaccinations, something the comedian Alex Brooker has seen for himself.
I've got to go and see what it's really all about, why we're doing it, why we want people to come and get to the ground, and why we want people to donate and stuff like that. So it's been an amazing couple of years for me. I'm so happy to be back. Honestly, pal, I'm buzzing. It's brilliant.
It's Lee Mack for the win. It's Mack. It's in!
Last year, the rest of the world side won on penalties, giving them a 6-5 lead over England since the first match in 2006. And there's plenty of rivalry on show.
Well, we have to win, don't we? It's been a few years. I think, what was the last time we won? I can't remember. Of course, it's charity, but at the same time, that competitive edge kicks in and that, and we want to try and win. We've got some good players this year. And I'm looking forward to it.
It is a lot of fun. We both did it for the first time last year, didn't we?
Yeah,
not knowing what to expect, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's bonkers in every way, shape and form.
What are you most looking forward to about the match?
Winning.
I think on game day it'll be a very hostile, very aggressive game, but then once that final whistle blows, it'll be all handshakes.
So both sides looking for a win, and while they do it, raising thousands of pounds for an incredible cause. James Webster, ITV News.
Well, that all-important weather forecast coming up in just a moment. But first, to the decades-old tradition, which is part fancy dress pageant and part gruelling time trial. Like the sound of it? Well, the Knaresborough bed race is the thing for you. Might be for you, actually.
Yes, Ian, it was first staged in 1966 and only paused due to COVID. Competitors take on a 2.5-mile course, ending with a supervised swim through the River Nid. It sounds like hard work. Well, you'd be right.
Well, tonight, teams are making final preparations ahead of the showdown tomorrow. And our reporter, Matt Price, is with one team made up of primary school children and their parents standing by their beds ahead of the big day tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the bed we're talking about. Not 2 tired, but 4. There's plenty more where that came from. These are children from All Saints Primary School in Kirby Overblow who've been busy making this bed, getting it ready, final preparations ahead of the Knaresborough bed race tomorrow. We've got Kit and we've got Charlie here. Kit, you're taking part in the race tomorrow. What are you looking forward to about that?
I'm really looking forward to the river crossing because we might need a bit of a cool down. But I'm really grateful for all the teachers taking part and everyone at the school. It's going to such a great cause. I think we're really ready for this, and I can't wait to motivate them on the day. Go Team All Saints!
Oh, brilliant. You'll be brilliant. And Charlie, you've been helping to decorate the bed as well. Tell me what you've done.
So the style is like technology and movie themed, but also I really hope that they do really well in the race, and I'm going to be there watching it, so go team!
Go team, I'm sure you'll do very well. Now they're all going to be putting their foot on the gas to secure a place on the podium, because if you snooze, you lose. Let's bring parent Rebecca down. Careful on that ladder there, it looks a bit precarious. Why are you involved in all of this? Why did you want to get involved?
Well, we are an amazing community here at All Saints Kirby Overblow, and it's been a massive team effort from all the children, the parents. The children have decorated the bed, as you can see here, which is amazing. We've had a family decorate Brian, our robot, who's going to be in full swing tomorrow on the bed race. And we've just had an amazing time training, a real team spirit. We've all been involved in the training and all the prep that's been put in. Liz has done a great job heading up the team. So,
wonderful. If you did win, how would you celebrate? In fact, don't answer that. Sleep on it.
Well, Matt, it's not just our cameras who've been following the work of this school, is it?
No, you're absolutely right. We've had all sorts of cameras here. French television have been filming a piece about the school and how they're trying to raise money for an outside classroom. Sarah Honey's the teacher. It's all about raising a profile, isn't it?
Hi, it is. It's about just getting awareness for our fabulous school here, All Saints, Kirkby-over-Blow. Really lovely village school, and we're really excited about our new outdoor classroom.
Wonderful. All these children now ahead of tomorrow is a good night's sleep.
Very tempting, yes. I know, I could do with a good night's sleep actually after a week here. Anyway, here's Joe Blythe now with that lovely weekend weather.
Good visibility on the horizon. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello again, a very good evening to you. So we know temperatures are on the rise as we go through this weekend and into next week. It will make for some rather uncomfortable nights. Probably some good news for farmers and growers in general. We have some rain coming in the form of thundery showers on Saturday evening and again on Sunday. We're feeding up very warm air from the south as we go through into this weekend and next week. It's humid as well, and that increases the likelihood of thundery downpours across the north of the UK. And into next week, with temperatures consistently above 25 Celsius, it does put us in heatwave territory. But back to the here and now. It shouldn't be too uncomfortable for sleeping tonight. There'll be some low cloud, mistiness around. It's a dry night, of course, and we have an onshore breeze. So temperature-wise, maybe 9 or 10 Celsius, rurally 8 degrees tonight. And as we head into tomorrow, dry across the board. If you don't like things hot over the next few days, the coast will certainly be the best place to go if you can travel. The sun will be up tomorrow at 4:36, setting at 9:35. Very quickly tomorrow morning, any low cloud of mistiness will burn off, and it's going to be a dry day with strong sunshine, high UV levels, and temperatures inland soaring 27, 28 Celsius during the afternoon. A few showers feeding up from the Midlands by the end of the day. 1 or 2 of these have the potential to be thundery in nature as we head into tomorrow evening. And looking ahead to Sunday, again, a mixture of dry, fine conditions, very warm again, even hotter than tomorrow. But this will trigger a few thundery downpours for West Yorkshire, South Yorkshire, Lincolnshire in particular. As we go through into the next few days and into next week, the warm theme continues. It'll settle down for Monday and Tuesday. Blue skies, lots of sunshine.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
There's a spike in the grass pollen season this week, and we're factoring in weed pollen as well. It's bad news for hay fever sufferers as we head into the weekend. Levels will be very high. Take care. See you soon.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Do you know what I'm going to do tomorrow, Lara?
What are you going to do?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, it'd be like being on holiday, won't it? Those temperatures. Amazing. Enjoy it if you can. Do take care, though. Wear sun cream. That's all from us for now, though. I'm back at 10:30 and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.